Recently, I went to the Bayugnayan tour in Malacanang, and here are some of the things I found interesting that I want to share. So first, here's me in the front entrance of the Bayugnayan. It was very cold there, so I do recommend bringing a jacket. I will warn you though that they will ask you to leave your belongings by the guards, and only your phones and wallets are allowed to be brought inside the venue. I went into this tour without checking beforehand what to expect. So when the tour began, I was surprised that the first section of the tour was about the current president of the Philippines, President Bongbong Marcos Jr. There was some foreshadowing by the main door outside, where there was an ad showing him, so it should not have been too surprising. From what I remember from the tour guide, this was the first time the Malacanang Heritage Mansion was used to showcase the current running president. Honestly, the idea itself is fine in my opinion, and hopefully in the future, this trend catches on, wherein the current president would showcase their history in this mansion. So the tour itself was about the life of the current president, Bongbong Marcos, from the history of his life to his political campaigns. I was surprised to see mentions of EDSA revolution, even if it was minimal. I have expected that they would have avoided this event altogether. Also there, I learned that there was a practice of tying yellow ribbons to the barbed wires, and how significant it was in bringing hope to the Philippine people. There was also a section wherein they showed evidence of how BBM should have won during the 2016 election. There was also a room or a section where they showed the journey of BBM as a YouTuber. There was his YouTube play button. It was displayed, as well as his YouTube setup or recording setup. If this was the setup he used, I can only describe it as modest given how much money he has. I have seen other YouTubers' recording setup, and it was a lot more than this, specifically lighting. I am of course not saying having less is a bad thing. What this setup just tells me is that A, he is either more grounded or modest, or B, that this was just made like on a whim or something temporary. Next is we saw some traditional clothing used for his campaigning. Now here is an example of how it can be debated if the representation is either pandering or actual inclusion. It really depends on the situation, and I do hope that this was not just for pandering. Here we see the campaign merchandising. I do like this section. One, because I did take a marketing minor program, and marketing is something I am interested in. And two, because it does put in the record of history of how presidents have campaigned or marketed themselves. Later on, I will also show pictures I took from the other museum of how previous presidents merchandise themselves or their marketing strategies. Here is a section where I like to call the fan art section, mainly because it is quite literally the section where artworks made by fans of EBM are placed. I would like I would also like to comment and ask why a head bust of Ant-Man is in there. Maybe it because his main color is red. I am not so sure, but I will say it was well made. There was also a section where you can write a letter to ABBM and a video showing he does actually read it, though I don't know if he still does to this day. Finally, downstairs contains the SUV BBM used for his parades. I do like how they made the entire room represent what it would look like during said parades, though in my opinion would have been more immersive if they added statues or stand-ins for the crowd. After the Malacanang Mansion tour, the tour provided a free shuttle ride to the next museum, which would showcase the history of all the previous presidents of the Philippines. The tour was in order from the first president to the current. They displayed the attire of each president, which I really like. Their attires would also showcase their time period. And here, for example, with Emilio Aguinaldo, it can be shown that there is still some Spanish influences. Each president also has displays of artifacts significant to them. Here I learned that the tongkod, or the walking stick at that time, wasn't a symbol of weak legs, but rather a symbol of high status or money. As mentioned earlier, they showed each president in succession of when they were elected. So next was Manuel L. Quezon. Displayed also are medals or the foreign orders and decorations of Manuel L. Quezon from various countries. Here is the artifact section of for Quezon, and here I learned about the existence of the symbolic key to the city of Manila and its significance, wherein if this was given to you, that means you're welcome to enter and stay in the Philippines. Here is the outfits to the next presidents, Jose P. Laurel and Sergio Osmeña. In here, we can see the beginnings of the American influence of the coat, suit, and tie. Here we see the artifacts for Elpidio Quirino, one of which is a walking stick, again signifying his high status. Then next we saw the documents for Ramon Magsaysay. Speaking of, here is his artifact section, where there was a display of a Times News magazine portraying him and his iconic line of, "I will send my own father to jail if he breaks the law." This was of course shown to the American public because Times New magazine was an American company. Next thing that I found interesting is this section of Corazon Aquino, specifically how I noticed that this is where the merchandising in presidential campaigns began to rise in popularity, specifically with the color branding and figurines. Here we see the artifact section for Joseph Estrada, where we can see how he marketed himself as the macho archetype. Next, we see the attires of Gloria Macapagal Arroyo and Ninoy Aquino. Here we can see the shift from a formal look to a more casual or smart casual look. Here we see the continuation of the merchandising trend with Ninoy Aquino and Rodrigo Duterte. The last part of the tour was showcasing portraits of the First Ladies painted by Lulu Coching Rodriguez. Before I end this presentation, I would like to share this beautiful art painting of the Rizal Park, Intramuros, and Manila Bay. This was shown at the end of the hallway where you first enter from. Paintings such as this serve as snapshots of the time they were painted in, and and how we can reflect how much has changed in the present day, which can also be said with museums in general. They serve as reminders of what was and show us what has changed and what still remains to this day. That is the end of my travel log. Thank you for watching.